All right, guys. So our last tutorial, we run this side nav of this dashboard or the design. So we do this active state here, but we forget to run the hover effect. So quickly before we enter the header area, we'll just tidy them quickly. So we'll start with this one now. This working productivity and the search bar. So before enter then I'm going to study the hover. So what I will do before this active here, I'll come down then I'll type and hover. So I'll target the image, then we'll just do the same thing we do here. Exactly the same thing. Okay. I'll go back. Sorry. All right. Okay, so you see on hover, we get the hover effect now on the side navigation icons. So now I'm going to enter this part of the design, the working productivity and this search. So what I'll do, I'll go enter my HTML here. Just not close the side now. So to work with the content now. So inside the content, I'll create a tailwind grid class. So inside the grid, we need 12 column grids. Then 12 column grids now, we'll divide them into two grids, right? But before we divide them into two grids here, I'll first create the main here. The main area. So this main area now will be different from the or did this in wrong go? No. Before we create the main 12 column grids, I will divide it into two. Span 12. So this first column then will be this actual dashboard area. Why is it one column now? Now contain everything inside the profile. So inside call span, in fact, call span 12 could be for mobile. So I'll use width of 1600 pixels for my browser here. So for tailwind, that should be 2XL. So say when our browser or viewport did 2XL, we want the call span to be 9. So 9 columns. Then the profile area will collect the remaining, which is 3 columns. You get? So what will they do now? From this area here, call reach this part here could be 9 columns. Why from here call reach here could be 12? Sorry, could be 3 columns. Because if you look tailwind grid documentation, responsive. Okay, if you look they're responsive now, see I'm 2XL, XL, LG, MD, SM. So currently on my screen now 1600 pixels. So meaning those people where they use full HD now will be 1080p, they will actually see the full design. They will actually see the full design. But if they use maybe normal HD laptop where your screen are like 1366, then you go want to target something around XL here. So to do that one, that means we'll got to tweak this design a bit, because I look at this person when the design is thinner, like the designer, probably this one will be like 1080 or full HD screen. So ideally, if I work in a more, maybe in a very, very serious project now, like an active project, what I feel say go happen here be say by the time we did for that HD screen, which is 1366, maybe one button fit dey here now where go they hide and they show this particular profile area. Then now when you did full HD now, that's how everything will show. If you did a normal HD now only the side nav and this part of the dashboard will show. Then one kind of button will do, like say if you click on them, maybe you could just pop this profile area come outside. So to do that one now, what if you do? If you just target for XL, then for the XL, we'll say okay, make the column 12, column span 12, span 12. Then we no just need to give anyone for this person here now. We could just do something like maybe hidden. I'm only one first. So just to show you that it's okay, I might just come here inside this place now for the main dashboard. Now get something like main, right? Then for this other part, we'll get profile area. So now if we target the main, just after side nav, the same thing here. Hold on. All right. So just after side nav, content. So the content, get this main, then profile area. I just set the height like 100 view height first. Do the same for this profile. So set background color red, green. Okay. Content. Okay, the content will set width to 100%. All right. So now this red part now, so and I want to do all the dashboard stuff here at the profile, right? So if we reduce our screen now, I'll say something like you see, by the time it's in, it's where there are breakpoints there now. 2XL and 1536, right? 1536. So the same thing we get here. Just look this top angle here now. It's going to be 1536. Then they come down. It then enter the 2XL. So those were those normal HD laptop now 1366. Current now, what you could see be this. You get there. Maybe one kind of button go there that if you click on it will bring out the profile. But we're going to do something like that for this tutorial. So to follow along, with you just bear with me then. If you reduce your browser, you get, see, I set my browser now to 90%. Then you can see your profile, because that one I will come in your browser be like, so okay, now 4K because they reduce the content inside. But if you use normal HD, full HD laptop or 4K screen currently, if you just leave it, you need to reduce. But those web see their screens this smaller, if you just reduce them so that you just get the full functionality. You get, and I want to go deep into bringing out those pop-up, okay? Not just HTML and CSS tutorial, and those things will require some tiny bit of JavaScript, which we're not going into this particular tutorial. So anyway, I'm going to take them back to my 1600 here. So I think, all right. So now we are good on that. Okay, so I can remove these two here. The same thing here. We don't need profile now. We will work with just main. So I will set the padding of this main area now to 2.5 em for the top. The left will be 3 em. The bottom will be 0, while the right, sorry, the right will be 3 em because it's not top, right, bottom, left. While the left will be 3 em. Okay. Then, all right. Then we'll set border right. So 2 pixel solid lighter gray. All right. Two, not S. Okay, they show here. I might just set the height to 100 view height, but I could likely remove them later, sure. Okay, so they get everything from top to down here, right? Hold on. All right, so now we'll run this working productivity for the top here. So to do that, we'll create header. Inside this main class. So header, then we'll set another grid from tailwind again. Because normally the way dashboards they work here, as you reduce your screen, you get all this is supposed to be responsive so that they're not just compressed like that. So probably when you reduce now, go a smaller screen, this area will fill the whole screen, while this one will drop, come down here. Then if this one will push, come here, this one will drop, come down, something like that, you understand? So we'll create this grid now. Then we'll still give them 12 column grid. So to do that, normally grid calls 12. All right. Then we'll create col span 12 dot to Excel col span 8. Duplicate. This one will be 4. So this col span 8 will contain this will contain the working productivity text. Why this col span 4 now will contain the search input feed. So inside there we'll create title, then we'll give h1, we'll call them working productivity. Then we'll create a span. Let's check your progress. All right. So for the next one, we'll create a search bar. So I'll create a div, search bar. And inside the div now, we'll just put another div. We'll call it group, GLP. So this group now contain an image for the input feed icon. So search as PNG. We'll create input here. So this input type text, then we'll just put placeholder. Search for anything. Search for anything. Okay. All right. So let's style this thing now. So the style, I'll enter my CSS just after our main. We'll target the header. Then inside this header, we'll target the title. Title, then we'll set the font, family to main font. We'll set the font size to 2.55 EM. Then we'll set the font weight to 600. Okay. Title H1. Okay. Inside the title, we target H1. So now H1 gets this one, this styles here. So let's see. All right, working productivity. Okay. Then we'll transform the text. Text transform. Capitalize. While we will set the color to secondary text. Then our line height will be 1.2 EM. Okay. All right. Then we'll target the span. So after the H1, target the span. We'll set display to block. Then we'll set color to primary text. The margin top will be dot 4 EM. All right. 19 minutes. 4 EM. So I'll just copy the same thing here. I'll paste them from top. So the same main font, 1 EM for the font size, then 500 for the font weight. You see, we'll tidy working productivity and this small text where they underneath. So now, if you look this in as well, exactly the same things there. So then now where we fit take use mixins, right? If you use mixins here. So I'll go put my mixins file. Then I'll create a mixin for fonts. So just set we'll put at mixin set fonts. By the work, I feel if we do it like this now, then maybe on a later time, I feel even see another better way of writing this thing, and I will come back or edit them. So most times that'll be the end product. They always be what you see here now. Size, then weight, right? So now copy here, paste on inside. So this thing now like most like method or function you get. So they collect all these arguments now, typeface, size, and the width, what we use for this particular function, right? So now we'll not declare the styles what we need for inside this mixing, right? So now this typeface now will point to the font family here. Then the size will point to this font size here. While the width will point to this width for inside here. You see, so we'll get font size, font family, font size, and font width. So now we'll copy this set font now. You see, we'll copy them. Then instead of us to write these 3 items for here, for inside the span, we will just include. So we'll include this mixing. And if we include them, why? Because we dey import them for the top here. So meaning we will include that. If you don't import them, you include, the thing will create error for you. So now when we don't include them, so okay, we take the typeface one. Now the typeface now main font. We go paste them. We take the size now 1 EM. We go write them. We take the font weight now 500. We'll type them here. So since we don't type them now, these 3 lines of code now automatically will all shorten to this 1 line of code, and the same thing will work. So I just need to delete this one out. So if I delete them, check, see how balance them. So now I'll copy the same thing, I'll paste them here. Just change the values. Instead of 500, I'll put 600. Instead of 1 EM, we'll go 2.55 EM. Then I'll delete these ones out. So you see here, just set. So now we'll target the search bar. So for the search bar, if you look the design, the background color, they different somehow. This side is lighter, while this side is darker. So meaning that it blends 2 colors for the background. So we'll use something like a linear gradient. They blend the 2 colors for this input feed. So now we could target the search bar. We'll target the search bar, then group. We'll set position to relative. So search bar group. So inside group now we'll get image and we'll get input. So we'll target those 2. So now inside the group, we'll target image, then we'll target input. All right. So now for the image, we'll set the height to 1.35 EM. Then we'll set display to inline block. Y position will be absolute. Left will be 0. Then top will be 50%. Y transform. One center that image icon minus 50%. Okay, so yeah, actually this center there, but you never see them yet. We'll just target the input first, then we'll tidy some things there. So for the input, I'll set display to block, then padding will be 14 pixel for the top right, 50 for the right, 14 for the bottom, then the left could be 54 pixel. So we'll see. All right, so you see I said it's in the centered. So we did actually the center this stuff. Now these two code here now, the top 50%, then transform. You see here. So this two now the center this our icon. And in the center because of this position absolute offset here. But the other ways to center share, but this one shop us for this input feed. So we need to push this one out small. So instead of 0, we'll set this left now to 10 pixel. Okay, semicolon to 10 pixel. Okay, then we need to set border radius. So border radius will be 50 pixel. Then we set the width to 100% and outline will be none. So that when we click inside, we'll not see the default outline where they come from input feeds. You see this round outline. But if say maybe the design, because the design now not any active outline inside the design, but if something like that did, then you will need to target that outline, then run the design put. Before now, we'll just put outline none so that we'll begin to type, nothing will come up. So for the background, what I will do here, I'll just set background color. No, not background color, just background, then linear gradients. So linear gradients will set 90 degree, I'll go 90, then off blue, also should I color get here, set off blue, and you know what, I'll just pick the color. Inspect. Okay. All right. I think I like this. Off blue and this color. Okay. I'll check. This is not very responsive now. This one's supposed to shift comments. I'm going to check our HTML again. Okay, another target for XL screens. So the targets, the same thing. XL 8, then four. All right. So back to our browser. So that break come another point again now. Let me think come down. So as the break now, you usually target. So probably down could be like LG. You set LG, you set for M there. Come also tell me it won't be. But then I'm going to work with this too. Because especially most people say this 4K screen or probably full HD screen. So anyway, I'm going to inspect. All right. So now we'll not tidy this area. So I think we'll stop the tutorial here for now. This inserts need to shift come inside small. What is here? So then I where inspect elements they come in handy. Now I'm just ready to select for the reason why. Then for the left now, we'll just push them out more see. So you see I say 18, make brain. So I'll go back to my code, then I will change this 10 here to 18. And see yeah, it will come out fine. So we'll try for this particular area. So our next tutorial, our next class, we go tidy this part of the design. Maybe like calendar, something. So any Asha, you know the now. Tell person how it happen. So I'll see you later from the episode big tank and soon after the next story. Thank you.